of January for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson of Ronick, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Lots to talk about on the sports scene today. Brent Prince scoring 28 points to lead the Nebraska women's basketball team to a 89-73 victory over Northwestern last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Talk about that coming up for you. Hastings College basketball teams, we were on the road last night to Yankton, South Dakota. The women picking up an impressive win last night. They won by 30 points over the Lancers at 94-64. Hastings College men got off to a good start. We had a 9-point lead at halftime, 38-29, but Hastings scored only 14 points. 14 points in the second half, and the Broncos losing the ball game last night to the Lancers by the score of 64-52. The Nebraska Kearney basketball teams will be in action tonight against Central Missouri at the Health and Sports Center. We've got high school conference tournament action tonight. The boys semifinals in the Central Conference tournament are going to be held in York. That's where we'll be tonight. Adams Central playing Columbus Lakeview at 5:30 tonight. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports beginning at 5:15, and some more moves in the coaching ranks in the National Football League yesterday. So all that and more coming up for you as you wake up and get going here this morning on the Huddle Up as we welcome in Tyson of Ronick from the Western Studios. Good morning.
And good morning, and glad to see you make it back from the short road trip up there to South Dakota last night, and getting back. And you mentioned the second half performance on the men's side of things, and it's kind of a tough pill to swallow after being up in early in that ball game, and tough way to go down certainly for the HC men. But good to see you back and ready to roll in the Eastern Studios here this morning.
Yeah, it was a rather short night again for us. We'll make it through the day.
Any highlights on the road trip?
No highlights.
Just business as usual.
Yeah, we go up, we do the game, we
get
come
paid,
home.
Get out.
Yeah, we come home. So, yeah, we didn't buzz through our favorite restaurant that was not on the trip last night. So
it's not quite on the route.
In fact, you pull in at the convenience store after the game because Yankton doesn't have a lot shaken there at 10 o'clock at night. So you get on the road, you pull into the convenience store, and you have one of those microwavable type sandwiches, and you chow that down. So that's what
don't miss that diet at all.
Anyway, welcome to this Thursday. Again, 402-834-1330 is the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330. If you got something on your mind today, sports related or not, give us a shout out. Plenty of time to talk with you here today. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we'll be taking those comments as well as you get going here on a Thursday. A couple of notes in the NFL I want to bring up here. The Cleveland Browns have hired former Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken to be their next head coach. It's a 5-year deal. Turns 60 on February the 5th. He replaces Kevin Stefanski, who was fired on January 5th after 6 seasons in Cleveland. The Browns finished 5-12 this past season. They have an 8-26 record since they reached the playoffs the last time, following the 2023 season. Now, Monken has spent the past 3 seasons in Baltimore, and he was not retained on new Ravens coach Jesse Minter's staff. And he'll become Cleveland's now 11th full-time head coach since returning to the NFL in 1999. There's only one other team that has hired more head coaches than Cleveland has during this time.
Is that the Jets?
Nope, that's the Raiders.
Wow.
Raiders have got 13. Browns now with 11.
Jesus.
Anyway, this Monken guy previously served as the Browns offensive coordinator during the 2019 seasons on Freddie Kitchen's staff. So Monken coming back to Cleveland. He'll take over as the head coach the Cleveland Browns, their 11th head coach since 1999.
So the Raiders have had 13 coaching changes since 1999?
Yeah.
2026, 27, 13. That's almost a coach every 2 seasons.
Well, there's a couple of times when the Raiders hired 2 coaches in 1 year. They didn't make it out of the year, so they had 2 coaches in 1 year. So that's why their total is so high.
But you're averaging a coach every 2 seasons. That's not good.
Well, that's why the Raiders are.
That's why they suck.
Are. Yeah, that's why they are where they are.
We are who they thought they were.
God.
The Raiders beat the Patriots, by the way, in the very first week of the season.
This year they did?
I just want to remind y'all, the Raiders beat the Patriots.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. To, open out of the gates.
Wow.
And the Patriots figured it out.
There's a little bit of information for you. Useful information to get you through the day. I
was doing that as I was kind of looking at my Super Bowl research, and we got one last hurrah to salvage the season, and that's not coming up this weekend, obviously, but coming up next weekend. So I was doing, just my preliminary research, and I'm like, wait a sec, New England lost to Vegas. Ew.
Well, throw this into your little Super Bowl prep then.
Sure.
As long as we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl. 16 of the last 20 Super Bowl winners wore white. White uniforms in the Super Bowl. 16 of the last 20 Super Bowl winners wore white. New England's going to be wearing white in this year's Super Bowl against Seattle. So there you have it. 16 of the last. That's pretty good. That's pretty good percentage there. 16 out of the last 20 Super Bowl winners wore white.
Does
that tip your hand? Does that tip your hand to the Patriots?
No. But speaking of the Patriots, and speaking of, we got on the topic a little bit, but it was at the tail end of the show. The Bill Belichick snub on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
We talked about it briefly yesterday.
No, I was pissed off yesterday.
You
remember?
are pissed off. You were pissed off yesterday, and you know what? There's a little justification behind being pissed off, but I also see. I'm starting to kind of spin my own narrative here on this deal, and I don't think it has anything to do with the preconceived scandals that were made up.
Not Spygate. Yeah, Spygate and Deflategate.
The Deflategate. Okay. Who helps decide the NFL Hall of Fame but old, retired NFL writers, right? Like the baseball writers of America, they decide the Baseball Hall of Fame, and you got some people that are involved in the media and the NFL that are making the decision here on this committee, and some have been old contributors of the game for a very long time, and media folk, right?
Right.
Who was think of the last 30 years. Name me an NFL coach who was worse to the media than Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah, he was not good.
Do you think that there's a little harbored, oh, we're going to get you on the way out, though? You made our lives hell for 20 years while you were coaching. Here's one last jab. You're not going to be first ballot. You're going to make you wait 1 year so that you're not the GOAT status.
That's bullcrap, though.
But also, on that, yeah, I know that sounds super petty. Who are the most super petty people in the world, if not sports writers? Of course, they got one last little jab in.
I don't know. Who would that be?
A whole contingency that, tried to get a word from him in the locker room or the press game post conferences and all that. Yeah, this is the media's one last stick it to Belichick for, kind of a thank you and a tip of the cap to his lovely relationship that he had over the last 30 years with him. The Grump finally got it. It's as simple as that.
I think I mentioned more than once during his time as head coach that, boy, I'm sure glad that I'm not a beat writer.
It would be awful.
Or a broadcaster that has to cover the New England Patriots when he was the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of I could use a lot of terms, but he wasn't.
A grump.
Oh, yeah, to say the least. And he was hard to get anything out of.
Just an old grash. Old grouch. Grash.
So,
words are hard.
All right, so you're going to rest it on him being a jack, so to speak.
Yeah.
He'll get in eventually.
Oh, no, he'll get in next year. Without a doubt. They just wanted to make sure that, hey, it's not going to be first ballot. God. Maybe you should have treated us a little better.
Wah.
Yeah. Toddlers are more petty childish.
Really?
I don't know what that means. That means the Raiders are in the Super Bowl. I also don't know what that means. Are we just doing like a 9 degrees of Kevin Bacon over here, and the Raiders beat the Patriots, therefore the Raiders should be in the Super Bowl?
God, they're so far from the Super Bowl.
They got a first pick in the draft.
Yeah, they're so far from the Super Bowl.
That means everybody could be in the Super Bowl.
A couple other notes in the NFL, as long as we're talking about the NFL. The Jets have hired a defensive coordinator. I didn't know this, but the New York Jets are the first team in NFL history to go the entire season without intercepting a pass. The Jets didn't intercept a pass last year on defense. Did you realize that? They went the entire season, 18 games, without intercepting a damn pass on defense.
I wasn't watching enough Jets football, to be honest, to know that stat. I'm sure some Jets fans probably could verify that pretty easily.
So they fired
to watch offenses march up and down the field. Of course, yeah, you fire your defensive coordinator. You can't turn the ball over once. Give me one football.
Okay, so here's what the Jets did.
Uh-huh.
The Jets fired their defensive coordinator.
Bye-bye.
There's a lot of good defensive coordinators around the league.
Yeah, some.
They hire former Miami Dolphins assistant coach Brian Duker. Now, Duker is 36 years old. He has no play-calling experience calling defenses.
Oh, boy.
So now the play calling on defense is going to revert back to their head coach, Aaron Glenn. So you hire a defensive coordinator. Your defense sucked last year. You didn't intercept a pass in 18 games. So you hire this defensive coordinator, but he's not going to be in charge of calling the plays on defense because it looks like he's too young, 36, has no play calling experience. So now the head coach, like he don't have enough to worry about when you're trying to lead the New York Jets. Now he's going to have to be strapped with the idea of calling the plays on defense.
I mean, I'm okay with that head coach taking the responsibility and calling the plays, especially like an Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn was the guy who, of course, resurrected that Detroit defense a couple years ago. That was god-awful miserable, and then they had a couple seasons with Glenn, and they were pretty solid. Then he gets the job, of course. So, take control of things that you're good at. But I totally want the job where I can take a huge bump in pay and don't have any responsibilities. And I mean, what does the defensive coordinator that doesn't call defensive plays do?
He coordinates the defense. That's what his title is. He coordinates the defense. But
he's the defensive coordinator that doesn't call defensive plays.
But he coordinates the defense.
Clearly.
Yes, the Jets are just a miserable organization. I'm sorry.
That job.
I've got some Jets fans in the lobby each and every day. But God, That's a miserable organization. Just the stupid moves that they make. The stupid moves that they make. Like you hire a defensive coordinator with no experience in calling defensive plays. So I'm with you. What's this guy do? What are you paying this guy to do?
I want that job.
He was on Miami's staff as an assistant coach. Now the Jets have hired him as the defensive coordinator. So the misery continues, I'm sure, for the Jets here. You better start with trying to get turnovers. I don't care if you're a defensive coordinator or not. The bottom line is you need to force turnovers. You didn't intercept a pass the entire year. I've never heard of that. You go, well, it didn't happen in the NFL. It hasn't happened in the NFL until this year.
That's why you haven't heard of it, because it's never happened.
The Jets go 18 games without intercepting a pass. All right, so that's what's going on in New York.
Sad.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, boy.
They have hired Chris O'Leary as their new defensive coordinator.
O'Leary.
Oh, that's O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Auto
excited
parts.
for NASCAR.
Now, this is Michigan's Chris O'Leary, Western Michigan's Chris O'Leary.
Oh.
He's going to be the new Chargers defensive coordinator. He replaces Jesse Minter, who left last week to become the coach of the Baltimore Ravens. The hiring comes 2 days after the Chargers named Mike McDaniel their new offensive coordinator. So the Chargers are going to have 2 new coordinators for next year.
Are these coordinators calling the plays?
Yeah, I think he is. Doesn't say he's not, so he's going to be a legitimate defensive coordinator who calls the defensive plays. O'Leary returns to the Chargers after coaching safeties during the 2024 season. Then he moved on to Western Michigan. In his lone season at Western Michigan, his defense ranked 9th in the FBS and 2nd in the Mid-American Conference in scoring defense, giving up 17.4 points per game. It also was the MAC's second-best unit in total net yards, allowing 305.5 yards per game, which ranked 19th in the nation. So the Los Angeles Chargers are turning to a college defensive coordinator to take over the Chargers defense.
Not just any college
I know the MAC.
It's a MAC coordinator. And when you get a coach out of the MAC, you're getting something special going into your locker room and in your front office. So kudos to the Chargers for turning to the MAC for a little MACtion. Excited Chargers playoff team next year. Book it.
Chris O'Leary.
Western Michigan was like, they won me 3 games this year. If we go back to the archives, I think I cashed in 3 times on Western Michigan.
You were all over. You were all over the MAC all year long.
My record was great with the MAC and the CUSA, Conference USA.
I had your record sitting here, but I must have threw it in the trash. No, here it is. Here it is. 64-51 was your record on the Blazing 5. Your winning percentage was a lot better about a month ago.
Oh yeah, I mean
you kind of tumbled at the end of the year.
Once the college football regular season came to a close.
Yeah, you had a couple of losing weeks and a bad losing week, and we went 0-5.
But
you still blew the rest of us away.
Luckily I had a good enough lead before the car ran out of gas, so to speak.
Yeah, you blew the IT guy and me away in our Blazing 5.
Ryan Martin talking about the auto farts.
Speaking, if you're going to be talking about NASCAR,
let's go ahead.
They are supposed to start their season this weekend.
Yeah.
And
preseason.
Well, it's like a preseason race. This is a
tune-up.
Yeah, the tune-up to the Daytona 500, which is next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So they run at Bowman Gray to kick off their season.
Isn't that like the very first track ever?
Yeah, it's got some history to it.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see the forecast for this weekend?
I did not. I didn't see our forecast this weekend.
They're going to race Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
They're going to run like heat races on Saturday, and then they're going to come back with the features, so to speak, on Sunday in this pre-race kickoff.
Yeah.
The temperature is going to be 13 degrees this weekend at Bowman Gray, and they're expecting up to 10 inches of snow. What the hell is NASCAR thinking about? Don't get me started on this.
There's going to be snow?
You can't race when it's snowing outside.
Oh, my God. That would be epic.
For TV viewing, that might be epic. But
oh, my God.
Have it snowing and they're racing?
Yes. Mike.
No.
Oh, you touched on something that needs to happen. It's like the Winter Classic for hockey, a snow race where the drivers are in the elements in Midwestern, and you gotta like drive carefully but not too carefully. Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
You might tune in.
Windshield wipers, fog lights,
snow falling,
studded snow tires.
Oh God.
Yes. NASCAR needs a snow race.
Oh, it's probably going to happen this weekend.
They can't race on 10 inches of snow.
Well, they'll clear the track. They'll get the jet dryers out. That's probably got heaters that they use during the season when it rains.
There'll be no fans in the stands.
Oh, it's like the National Football League.
You're not going to sit in 10 inches of snow?
And 13-degree weather?
10 inches of snow.
Well, NASCAR.
That's a lot.
What's NASCAR thinking?
They're not, clearly.
Putting this race at the beginning of the season at Bowman Gray.
Where's Bowman Gray?
It's
North Carolina?
Yeah, up there somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah. So.
It's not like it's in Nebraska
in
January.
Damn near.
What?
It's cold. There's going to be a snowstorm, and they said they're not going to cancel. They told racing crews yesterday to prepare to race this weekend.
In the snow.
In the snow. So, one other little ditty, since I'm on that topic.
Yeah.
The race that I usually go to in May down in Kansas, NASCAR has moved that race to the first part of April in Kansas City. NASCAR is going to run a regular race in Kansas City, they think, in April. Like April, I think it's 19th or somewhere in that area.
They think.
Hell, it could be 10 degrees in Kansas City. What is NASCAR thinking?
I don't know. April 19th, you're getting safer.
It could be 50 degrees. It could be 70, but it could be 20.
I don't know. Like, normally, my birthday is kind of like the last, any possible hoorah winter would be my birthday, which is April 4th. First week of April.
I've seen snow.
I think by then you're getting better. There is outliers, obviously. We've seen snow on May Day.
Yep.
There's outliers, sure. But I think you're safe. Now, there could be a shit ton of rain. It always rains.
Cold as hell.
It could be chilly. I don't want to say cold as hell.
Oh, it's going to be cold. We're preparing to take heaters. Propane heaters with us. You watch, it'll turn out and it'll be like 60s and 70s. I'm sitting here griping about a date in April. It might turn out to be 60s and 70s.
And you might say it was like, oh, that was a great move.
Yeah, that was a great move. Way to go, NASCAR.
It wasn't hot as hell. It was 115 degrees outside.
Oh, it was very
we relatively
enjoyable.
Enjoyed ourselves.
Took the RV down, slept with the windows open. It was great. It was great. So, God, I didn't think we'd get on that tangent today.
Snow racing, though, I'm all for it. I mean, I'm for it.
Just kind of lean your ears, maybe, to that event this weekend. If you're into something like that, that might happen this weekend. Bowman Gray, if you're into NASCAR racing, even if you're a mild NASCAR fan like Tyson is, and you just want to see something stupid like the NASCAR cars running when it's snowing out.
They can't race if it's like white out, though. Like, there'd be safety concerns.
You would think.
At some point, like, you gotta...
Your mind's got to take over.
Right?
And you say, this is not smart. So.
And it's not like the NASCARs really don't have headlights.
No, they don't have headlights.
I mean, you got the track lights, but then if the snow is falling, then the track lights would reflect that, and then you really couldn't see.
No, it's not a good idea to race in the snow.
It would be fun to watch for like a lap.
Yeah. So, all right. I didn't know we were going to go down that road.
That was a good tangent.
It just kind of popped up today.
That was great conversation.
402-834-1330 is our telephone number. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you want to chime in with something we've discussed so far, anything on your mind today, leave us a message on the social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. Got some comments coming up from Nebraska head women's basketball coach Amy Williams in just a little bit after the Huskers picked up a win last night. It's 7:28. You wake up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Starting in Hastings, authorities say a 44-year-old man was found dead Tuesday morning in a rural Adams County ditch just north of Highway 6 west of Juniata. The Nebraska State Patrol responded after a passerby reported an unresponsive person. The man was later identified as Jeremy Trosh of Roseland. His pickup was found nearby. Troopers say the cause of death remains under investigation and are asking anyone with information to contact the Nebraska State Patrol. Meanwhile, good news for the gang over in GI. A favorite downtown Grand Island restaurant is apparently returning this spring. Grand Island City Council unanimously approving a Class C liquor license for Sin City Grill at 410 West 3rd Street, clearing the way for a March reopening under new ownership. The restaurant's interior has been gutted for renovations, including new seating and flooring. The new owner said he plans to keep the classic menu while adding new items and hiring at least 6 employees. Sin City Grill is expected to be open 6 days a week, likely from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. It is now coming up on 7:30. 7:29 officially. We'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, Brent Prince scored 28 points to lead the Nebraska women's basketball team to an 89-73 win over Northwestern last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Prince also added 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Amaya Hargrove had her second double-double of the season with 13 points and 11 rebounds. Nebraska is now 16-5 in the season, 5-5 in the conference. They'll play at Ohio State on Sunday. Tip-off will be at 5 on BTN. Hastings College women's basketball team beat Mount Marty 94-64 last night in Yankton. McKinney Yates led the way with 19 points and 7 rebounds. Addison Benaric came off of the bench to score 17 points, including 5 3-pointers. Jocelyn Miller had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists. Stella Heapy hit 3 3-pointers and finished with 13 points. Hastings is now 16-6 on the season. They're 12-4 in the conference. They'll play at 9th-ranked Dakota Wesleyan coming up on Saturday. Hastings College men's basketball team lost about Marty 64-52. The Broncos held a 38-29 halftime advantage, but scored just 14 points. Yeah, they scored just 14 points in the second half. They were 4 of 27 from the field after intermission, including 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. Deron Hall had 15.6 rebounds, 3 assists for the Broncos. Ben Boudreau had 11 points. Maverick Binder had 10. Hastings is now 5-17 in the season, 4-10 in the conference. They'll also play at Dakota Wesleyan coming up on Saturday. The Nebraska Kearney basketball teams will play host to Central Missouri tonight at the Health and Sports Center. Women's game will be at 5:30 with the men to follow at 7:30. The boys' semifinals will be held tonight in the Central Conference basketball tournament in York. Adams Central will play Columbus Lakeview in the first game at 5:30, followed by Aurora against Crete at 7. We'll have the Adams Central game for you tonight on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 5:15. The girls' semifinals will be played on Friday. Aurora will play Crete at 5:30, followed by Northwest and York at 7. In the semifinals of the Centennial Conference basketball tournament tonight, the St. Cecilia girls will play host to Kearney Catholic beginning at 6. In the other game, Omaha Concordia is at Lincoln Christian. In the boys' semifinals tomorrow night, Lincoln Christian is at Archbishop Bergen, and Lincoln Lutheran is at Grand Island Central Catholic. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:32 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Little winter weather on this Thursday. Overall shouldn't amount to much, but we'll see light snow moving through the state through the morning to afternoon hours. Today, a high of 28 degrees, light southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 14 degrees overnight tonight, then a second wave of snow possible on Friday. Again, shouldn't amount to much, a high of 20 degrees. 5 below moving into Friday night to Saturday morning, a high of 22, clearing skies, and 13 Saturday night.
As you wake up, get going this morning. North winds, 8 miles per hour. It is cloudy. It is 19 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Hey, this is Mick from Maletta Vista Winery in St. Paul. Just a reminder, winter hours will be Saturdays, 11:30 to 9, January through February. That's just one day a week. But come in for lunch. Homemade soup specials on Saturdays. Stick around for the evening meals that start at 5. And while you're at it, stock up on your favorite wines. Workhorse, Elephant Ear, Steuben Tiger, and more are available at Maletta Vista and wherever great Nebraska wines are sold. Maletta Vista Winery. Good wine, good food, no snow boots required, but we won't judge.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
NASCAR fans, it's time to put your race knowledge to the test. Welcome to the Extreme Sports Fantasy NASCAR League. Pick your drivers, score points every week, and climb the leaderboard as the season heats up. Create your own league to battle your friends, or join the official Extreme Sports League and compete with fans everywhere. Want into the Extreme Sports League? Email info@x-streamsports.com. Ready to race? Sign up today at x-streamsports.com/fantasy.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday, the 29th of January. And thanks for joining us, whether you're listening online at our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, maybe on your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us here today. Again, we'll have basketball later on. Today, we'll be in York today as Adams Central is going to play Columbus Lakeview in the semifinals of the Central Conference basketball tournament. Tip-off will be at 5:30 on the air with the pregame show at about 5:15. And then on Saturday, we'll be back to South Dakota. Yeah, we're back to South Dakota. We were in Yankton last night. Saturday, we're in Mitchell. That was great. That was great scheduling on the GPAC's part.
I'd have just stayed up there.
Yeah, we were in Yankton on Wednesday. We come home.
Oh.
And we get back on the bus and we go to Mitchell on Saturday.
I'd have just stayed up there.
I thought about it. I thought about it. I thought, hell, I could do this show.
Yeah.
From South Dakota.
From some lodging, like get an Airbnb.
No, like a great accommodation someplace.
Sure.
I don't know where that would be between Yankton and Mitchell. There's not a whole lot up there. So, yeah, that's another thing. Where are you going to go?
It is kind of desolate up that way, isn't it?
Yeah, from Yankton to Mitchell. I've never made that trip directly like that, but
right.
There can't be anything in between
be
there.
Someplace
to stay at.
Hell, I remember the one and only time I've been to South Dakota. There's a reason. We got stuck in an Easter snowstorm. We'd gone up to like Mount Rushmore for Easter break. It was a family vacay, and we got stuck in a snowstorm, and we slid like halfway. The wrong way down the interstate. We were going sideways. We slid into a little town called Kadoka, and they had like one room left available. And I don't remember much about it other than it was very, very shady as we waited out this storm.
What town was that?
Kadoka, South Dakota.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, we ended up we were there because it was a big blizzard. We ended up like in that hotel for 3 days with absolutely nothing to do. I was bored out of my mind. I thought we were going to be stranded forever.
At least you were safe.
We were safe.
Anyway, I'll be in Mitchell. On the Saturday. 2 o'clock for the women's game, 3:45 for the guys on the air with the pregame show. It's 1:45 on the Saturday afternoon. It's home of the Corn Palace.
There you go. Snow NASCAR racing dominating the first half of the show. And the comment section is blowing up about it. Ryan Martin said he'd tune into the Snow Car Bowl. Chief Indorf said it'd be like Tokyo Drift around the racetrack. Schleicher says, don't scoop the snow. Let it build up on the track. It would be like watching sprint cars as they ride the cushion. Passing would be interesting, to say the least.
So, yeah, that was referring to a NASCAR at Bowman Gray this weekend, where temp is going to be around 13 degrees, and they're calling for snow. NASCAR says we're racing this weekend.
We go.
All right, Nebraska women's basketball. The Huskers last night picking up a win over Northwestern at PBA. Final score 89-73. Amy Williams, the head coach for the Huskers, obviously happy with the win.
I thought that our team found a way tonight, and it was just a kind of a different game with flow throughout the game. But any win in this league is hard to come by, and so we're pleased that we were able to overcome some adversity tonight and find a way to fight through.
That adversity was Jessica Petrie. She got ill yesterday, did not play in the ball game. Amaya Hargrove came on in her place and had a double-double, 13 points and 11 rebounds. Anyway, the coach says he found out that Petrie wasn't going to play earlier in the day.
I thought that our team found a way probably around 9:30 or 10 this morning. So I think yesterday we knew that it was a possibility, and she did not practice yesterday, but we thought maybe there was a chance that she could still go, and it was probably this mid-morning before we made that call.
So Jessica Petrie did not play last night, but the Huskers still came up winners over Northwestern 89-73. The Cats are a team that applies a lot of backcourt pressure. Nebraska faced pressure the entire ball game, and Amy says her team did a better job of attacking that pressure in the second half.
It was better. It wasn't necessarily just like smooth sailing, but it was better. I thought we finished the game with 14 turnovers, and but 8 of those combined come from 2 of our post players. So it wasn't necessarily like our guards trying to break the press or that were that were as problematic. So I thought it was a step in the right direction. But we're going to get lots of practice at it this weekend, and we know that we'll be seeing full court pressure, and so we're going to have to be a little bit better in the next one than we even were today.
Yeah, the Huskers going to take on Ohio State, another pressing team coming up this weekend. Anyway, Amy says that depth was important in this ball game as the Huskers battled some foul trouble in this game.
Obviously, the depth was tested, having Jess Petrie out of the lineup and then having the foul trouble that we did. I thought both teams, both benches, were having to kind of navigate and manage how are we going to play our kids that have fouls, and so that was a difficult task. But for us, being able to have a player like Emily Fisher who comes in, and I thought she made an and one, she took a charge, she played defense, used her fouls, but just found ways to really contribute for our team. And those are the kind of performances I thought, Claire Johnson came in and gave us some really good minutes today, and just saw some really good things from up and down the roster. Obviously, everything, starts and stops with Britt, going for 28 and being efficient with 10 for 15. I thought she made great reads off ball screens all night. 6 assists, 1 turnover. Second leading rebounder. When she rebounds down and we can play with pace on offense, good things happen. So, she was kind of clicking on a lot of different cylinders, but it was really, contributions from up and down the roster that really, I thought, helped us secure this win.
Maya Hargrove came on and played for Jessica Petrie. Jessica goes out with the injury. Maya Hargrove, she responds, double-double in the ball game last night.
The most impressive thing is she had to bounce back and forth from kind of guarding 4s, guarding 5s, different defensive ball screen coverages, different, things offensively, if she's in this spot or that spot, or if she's playing with Emily, or if she's playing with Za, or if she's playing with Petra, and her ability to just be flexible and adaptable and to change to whatever it is that our team kind of needs in that moment was the thing I was most impressed with. But we need somebody to really buck up and just take pride in their rebounding, and that's something that we've been looking for more consistent. I told the girls in the locker room, I thought against Illinois we did a pretty good job on the boards in the first half and then not so much in the second half, and then here tonight I thought we were kind of measly in the first half. We had 1 offensive rebound at halftime, and then we came out and had 10 total and 9 more in the second half, and Eliza was crashing the boards, and Claire Johnson getting her hand on one, Logan gets a tip to Britt that leads to a bucket, just having more contributions on the rebounding end that really mattered. So but our ability to put that together for 40 minutes is going to be critical moving forward.
Now the Huskers get ready. They got Ohio State coming up on Sunday. That'll be at Ohio State in a 5 o'clock ball game, and took a look ahead with the coach on Sunday's matchup.
But I know that they're going to press us, and our ability to handle pressure and take care of the basketball and stay in attack mode and kind of continue to play with an offensive rhythm with their defensive pressure and intensity. They have maybe 3 of the top steals leaders in the conference all on one team, and so that's going to be a huge factor in the ball game, and I do feel like being able to do a better job of just defensively locking up and shoring up our ball screen coverages and finishing defensive possessions with box outs will definitely matter.
All right, that's Amy Williams, the head women's basketball coach for the Huskers. Nebraska winning last night over Northwestern 89-73. Nebraska is now 16-5 on the season. They're 5-5 in the conference. And again, they'll play at Ohio State coming up on Sunday. Tip-off will be at 5 on BTN. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. Huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. I didn't know what you were doing there behind the black curtain.
Just fixing some stuff up around here, man.
You're doing housework during the show?
Yeah. I don't have a lot of other time to do it.
That's why you put the black curtain up.
Exactly.
We don't want to see you.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see you doing housekeeping work.
Nobody wants to see that. I was also surfing up, reading up on some material for the show. So we talked about the Bill Belichick snub yesterday, and a little bit this morning. And I kind of offered some thoughts on the NFL beat writers, and I think it's pretty spot on. The other snub. Does Eli have a case?
What do you
Eli's
mean?
gone 2 years without getting the nod.
Eli Manning?
Super Bowl winning quarterback for the New York Giants.
Is
arguably the second best quarterback in their franchise.
Is he Hall of Fame worthy?
He's the second best quarterback of the franchise.
That don't make any difference.
I know.
Giants
won
are
a
not
Super
very
Bowl.
good. Yeah, won a Super Bowl. That's got one thing going for him.
Had the helmet catch.
I don't know. Is
One
he
of the iconic moments in NFL history.
Is he Hall of Fame material? Eli Manning? I don't know. I think there's some other guys that would certainly go in before him. I haven't seen the ballot here in the past couple of years to see who's really on that list. But I don't know if I would ring out Eli Manning to say, yeah, we got to get him in. I don't know. What do you think?
I think his numbers got to be pretty close up there. I'm just using. I have no facts and figures to back any of this up, but I think his numbers were comparable to top 10 in that era as he was playing. I think he was probably a top 10 quarterback.
What do the people think?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, leave us a message on our social media sites. Eli Manning, in or out of the Hall of Fame? God, I don't know. He doesn't strike me. I'm not a big Giants fan, so I didn't follow his career probably as closely as I should have. I just know he was out there. But I don't know if he's one of our elite quarterbacks of our era to get him into the Hall of Fame.
I was just throwing it out there.
Yeah, what do the people think? Think he should be... He's certainly not going to go in before Bill Belichick. Maybe he will. Bill's not getting in on the first ballot anyway. So, all right, just some thoughts here as you get up and get going here on this Thursday morning. What else is going on? Now that we don't have football this week, per se.
Yeah.
We got the
No,
Pro
we don't
Bowl.
have football. Don't classify or loop that in.
No, because there's not going to be a game.
It's not actual football being played.
We're going to have flag football. That's the highlight of the Pro Bowl games.
It's so gross.
Is the flag football game. But they're going to be doing a lot of other things like throwing footballs through tires and stupid stuff like that. Running these little courses. So that's what the Pro Bowl games have come down to. So that's what you have this weekend as far as the football is concerned. We've come down to this weekend. We do have some interesting Nebraska basketball on Sunday. It'll be 3-5 for the Huskers on BTN this week. So I know there's some parties already starting to get put together for Sunday afternoon. People hopping on the Husker bandwagon because we don't have anything else to do because there's no football this weekend.
Sure.
So, yeah, you can watch the Huskers at 3 and 5 on Sunday. They've got big games coming up this weekend.
FS1 for the men.
FS1 is going on.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing on FS1.
FS1 for the men, BTN for the women.
So you've got the Huskers. We talked about NASCAR getting started with their little preseason race. That's this weekend, but there's no football. First time in, God,
since
August?
The opening week of our Blazing 5, where we had the 5 games to pick from.
Yeah, but even preseason,
I
had some Sunday games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going back a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this weekend we're going to be lost. No Blazing 5 on Friday because there's nothing to choose.
And we're not bold enough to do basketball.
Yeah. Oh, we were going to try that, remember?
Yeah.
We might try it a week after the Super Bowl.
We'll give it like 1 week. If we
to see how bad we really are.
If we tank, we're out. We're pulling the plug.
Yeah, we got to do at least 1 week of basketball. After the Super Bowl, we'll do that 1 week.
You get into February, and then it's racing season, and then Fridays are time for horses.
Yeah, ponies start funner February 15th.
I think that's why we abandoned the basketball last year. We were going to do it, but then we're like, oh wait, we got gym on Fridays, so we don't have to make stupid picks for basketball. We have content.
Schleicher's in again this year.
Let's go.
I got the word yesterday. Schleicher's in again this year. So he's going to be talking ponies with us again.
Honestly, I anxiously looked forward to Fridays last year during horse racing season.
That's only because Schleicher made you some money.
He did.
He made you some money, and you dropped money into your Play-Day pot.
It wasn't so much that we sat there and I just took his picks verbatim, but there was a couple horses that he had that I ended up throwing into my own parlays or my own slips, that exotics, if you will. And yeah, we cashed a couple weekends. We had a great time. I think I was probably up on horse racing. No, I wasn't. But there was a couple weekends. There was a couple weekends I left with money.
That's all right.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea. All right. Anyway, Jim Schleicher will be joining us for the horse race season here in a couple of weeks.
Let's go.
All right, 7:53. Waking up with Mike and Tyson on a Thursday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Authorities say a 44-year-old man was found dead Tuesday morning in a rural Adams County ditch just north of Highway 6 west of Juniata. The Nebraska State Patrol responded after a passerby reported an unresponsive person. The man was later identified as Jeremy Troush of Roseland. His pickup was found nearby. Troopers say the cause of death remains under investigation and are asking anyone with information to contact the Nebraska State Patrol. A favorite downtown Grand Island restaurant is returning this spring. Grand Island City Council unanimously approving a Class C liquor license for Sin City Grill, clearing the way for a March reopening under new ownership. The restaurant's interior has been gutted for renovations, including new seating and flooring. The new owner said he plans to keep the classic menu while adding new items and hiring at least 6 employees. Sin City Grill is expected to be open 6 days a week, likely from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. It is now 7:54. Coming up on 7:55, we'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Brent Prince scoring 28 points last night to lead the Nebraska women's basketball team to an 89-73 win over Northwestern at PBA. Prince also added 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Amaya Hargrove had her second double-double of the season with 13 points and 11 rebounds. Nebraska now 16-5 in the season, 5-5 in the conference. They'll play at Ohio State on Sunday. Tip-off will be at 5 on BTN. Hastings College basketball teams were in Yankton, South Dakota last night with games against Mount Marty. Hastings College women beat the Lancers 94-64. McKinney Yates led the way with 19 points and 7 rebounds. Addison Benerick came off of the bench to score 17 points, including 5 3-pointers. Jocelyn Miller had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists. Stella Heapy hit 3 3-pointers and finished with 13 points. Hastings is now 16-6 on the season, 12-4 in the conference. They'll play at 9th-ranked Dakota Wesleyan on Saturday. Hastings College men's basketball team lost to Mount Marty 64-52. The Broncos held a 38-29 halftime advantage, but scored just 14 points in the second half. They were 4 of 27 from the field after intermission, including 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. Deron Hall had 15.6 rebounds and 3 assists for the Broncos. Ben Boudreau had 11 points. Maverick Binder had 10. Hastings is now 5-17 in the season, 4-10 in the conference. They'll also play at DWU coming up on Saturday. The Nebraska Kearney basketball teams will play host to Central Missouri tonight at the Health and Sports Center. Women's game at 5:30 with the men to follow at 7:30. The boys semifinal is going to be held tonight in the Central Conference basketball tournament in York. Adams Central will play Columbus Lakeview in the first game at 5:30, followed by Aurora against Crete at 7. We'll have the Adams Central game for you tonight on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 5:15. The girls' semifinals is going to be played on Friday. Aurora will play Crete at 5:30, followed by Northwest and York at 7. In the semifinals of the Centennial Conference basketball tournament tonight, the St. Cecilia girls will play host to Kearney Catholic beginning at 6. In the other game, Omaha Concordia is at Lincoln Christian. In the boys' semifinals tomorrow night, Lincoln Christian is at Archbishop Bergen, and Lincoln Lutheran is at Grand Island Central Catholic. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Little winter weather on this Thursday. Overall shouldn't amount to much, but we'll see light snow moving through the state through the morning to afternoon hours. Today, a high of 28 degrees, light southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 14 degrees overnight tonight, then a second wave of snow possible on Friday. Again, shouldn't amount to much, a high of 20 degrees. 5 below moving into Friday night to Saturday morning, a high of 22, clearing skies, and 13 Saturday night.
Right now, we've got north winds at 8 miles per hour. It is cloudy, and it's 19 in Hastings.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give us a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you. Restaurant near you.
All right, you're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Again, we'll have high school basketball coming your way tonight. We'll be in York as Adams Central will play Columbus Lakeview in the semifinals of the Central Conference Basketball Tournament. 5:30 for the tip-off tonight. 5:15 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. If they win, the Patriots will play in the championship game back at home at the Patriots gym on Saturday afternoon. So good luck to the Patriots, and we'll have the action for you tonight on Extreme Sports.
We have some omissions that we need to get to. Missed one of our listeners in the live lobby pretty much each and every morning, Russ Kindig. Russ celebrated a birthday this week, and we missed it. It was Tuesday, so happy belated to Coach Kindig. And this just coming in from Nebraska men's basketball. I think they only had like one more game to do it, but it is now officially official. Nebraska men's basketball has been sold out for the rest of the season at PBA.
Wow. How many games we got left in PBA? 4 or 5?
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3? I don't know, but you can't get tickets.
Yeah, right.
I don't care how many games we got left.
Can't get tickets.
2 games or 5 games, you can't get tickets. Well, that's good.
Good for them.
Yep, people are hopping on the Husker bandwagon. Huskers taking on Purdue. No, Illinois this weekend.
Illinois, yeah.
Illinois, then Purdue. So that's coming up on Sunday. All right. Anything else we haven't discussed so far today? Talked about the NASCAR Snow Bowl.
We'll see if that's still a story by the end of the week.
Let's see.
At some point,
NASCAR,
common sense has to prevail.
Yeah, sooner or later, NASCAR is going to step in and say, "What are we thinking? what are you thinking here,
Or they're
guys?"
not, and it's going to be one of the coolest spectacles ever.
Yeah, you're saying you're looking forward to it.
Again, for like a lap, it would just be interesting to watch, and then there'd be so many caution flags. You'd have bitching on team radio. They'd pull the plug. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm sure a decision will be made sometime today. So,
yep.
All right. Again, the basketball coming up at 5:15 this afternoon. Adams Central and Columbus Lakeview will have the games you want, to hear right here on Extreme Sports. If you'd like to listen to the podcast of the show again, listen to the comments we had from Amy Williams, the head women's basketball coach for the Huskers following their victory last night over Northwestern. Download the podcast. Listen to the show at your convenience throughout the day today. Make plans to be here again tomorrow morning at 7 for Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every